Welcome to Visual Book Summary, the channel where we bring timeless literature to life. Today, we explore Sophocles' Oedipus Rex, a play that masterfully weaves prophecy, fate, and self-discovery into a tragic tapestry. Join us as we unravel the rise and fall of Oedipus, king of Thebes, in a story that has captivated audiences for over 2 millennia, Oedipus Rex, a tragic journey into fate. Before Oedipus even took his first breath, his fate had already been decided. King Lais of Thebes received a chilling prophecy from Apollo's oracle: he would die at the hands of his own son. Determined to defy destiny, Lais and his wife, Queen Jocasta, devised a horrific plan. The newborn's ankles were pierced, a cruel mark of abandonment, and he was handed to a shepherd with instructions to leave him to die on the desolate slopes of Mount Cithaeron. Yet, fate often finds a way. The shepherd, unable to fulfill such a grim task, passed the infant to another shepherd from Corinth. This man, in turn, brought the child to King Polybus and Queen Merope, a childless royal couple, who raised him as their own. They named him Oedipus, meaning swollen foot, a grim reminder of his abandonment. Years passed, and Oedipus grew into a strong and confident young man. But during a revelry, a drunken guest casually suggested that Oedipus was not the true son of Polybus and Merope. Though his adoptive parents denied the claim, doubt plagued Oedipus. He sought answers from the oracle of Delphi, but instead of clarity, he received a prophecy even more horrifying than the one that had haunted Lais: Oedipus would murder his father and marry his mother. Horrified, Oedipus fled Corinth, believing he could outmaneuver his fate. Little did he know, his journey would lead him directly into its clutches. While traveling, Oedipus encountered a grand carriage at a crossroads. The passengers, including an older man, attempted to push him off the road. Tempers flared, and Oedipus, in self-defense, killed them all. Unbeknownst to him, the older man was King Lais, his biological father. In that fateful moment, Oedipus had unknowingly fulfilled the first part of Apollo's prophecy. Continuing his journey, Oedipus arrived at Thebes, a city plagued by the monstrous Sphinx. The creature had brought the city to its knees, devouring all who failed to solve her riddle. Oedipus, renowned for his intelligence, faced the Sphinx and correctly answered her riddle. The beast killed herself in defeat, and Thebes rejoiced. In gratitude, the Thebans offered Oedipus their throne and the hand of their recently widowed queen, Jocasta. Neither Oedipus nor Jocasta realized their true relationship as mother and son. They married and had 4 children, completing the second half of the prophecy. For a time, Oedipus ruled as a beloved and prosperous king. Years later, Thebes was struck by a devastating plague. Crops withered, livestock perished, and the people despaired. Determined to save his city, Oedipus sent his brother-in-law, Creon, to consult Apollo's oracle. Creon returned with a dire message: the plague would only end when the murderer of King Lais was brought to justice. Oedipus vowed to find the culprit. His investigation began with the blind prophet Tiresias, whom he summoned to reveal the truth. At first, Tiresias refused to speak, but under Oedipus's relentless pressure, the prophet revealed a shocking accusation: Oedipus himself was Lais's killer. Enraged, Oedipus accused Tiresias of lying and conspiring with Creon to usurp the throne. He dismissed the prophecy as absurd, believing himself far removed from Lais's murder. But doubt began to creep into his mind. Jocasta tried to soothe Oedipus by recounting the circumstances of Lais's death, claiming he was killed by robbers at a crossroads. Oedipus, recalling his own violent encounter at a crossroads, grew uneasy. He requested that the only surviving witness to Lais's death, a shepherd, be summoned. As Oedipus waited, a messenger arrived from Corinth with news of King Polybus's death. Oedipus was relieved, believing this disproved part of the prophecy. However, the messenger revealed a startling truth: Polybus was not Oedipus's biological father. The messenger himself had received Oedipus as an infant from a shepherd and delivered him to the Corinthian king and queen. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. When the Theban shepherd finally arrived, his testimony confirmed the devastating truth: Oedipus was the son of Lais and Jocasta. The prophecy had been fulfilled in its entirety. Oedipus had killed his father and married his mother. Realizing the horrific truth, Jocasta fled to her chambers and took her own life. Oedipus, consumed by guilt and despair, blinded himself with Jocasta's brooches, declaring that he no longer deserved to see the world or the consequences of his actions. Blinded and broken, Oedipus begged Creon to exile him. Though reluctant, Creon agreed to consult the gods before taking action. As Oedipus awaited his fate, he bid a tearful farewell to his children, lamenting the shame they would bear because of his actions. The chorus closed the play with a somber reflection on the fragility of human happiness, declaring that no one can be deemed fortunate until their life has ended without suffering. Oedipus's story did not end with Oedipus Rex. Decades later, Sophocles revisited the character in Oedipus at Colonus, written when the playwright was nearly 90 years old. Set years after his exile, the play follows Oedipus, now aged and destitute, as he seeks sanctuary in the town of Colonus, his birthplace. In this sequel, Oedipus has come to terms with his past. He asserts that while he committed patricide and incest, his actions were unintentional, driven by fate rather than malice. In his final moments, Oedipus receives a divine calling, signaling that his suffering is over. He departs this world peacefully, leaving a legacy of redemption and transcendence. The enduring power of Oedipus Rex lies in its exploration of fate and free will. Despite Oedipus's attempts to escape his destiny, every action he takes leads him closer to fulfilling the prophecy. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the limitations of human agency in the face of divine will. Sophocles also delves into the fragility of human knowledge. Oedipus's journey is one of enlightenment, but his realization comes at a great cost. His hubris, or excessive pride, blinds him to the truth until it is too late, underscoring the dangers of arrogance and the value of humility. Since its premiere in ancient Athens, Oedipus Rex has captivated audiences and inspired countless adaptations. Its themes of identity, truth, and the human condition remain relevant, ensuring its place as one of the most studied and celebrated works in literary history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Sophocles' Oedipus Rex. This tragic tale continues to resonate across centuries, reminding us of the power of fate and the quest for self-discovery. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Visual Book Summary for more timeless stories. Until next time, keep exploring the world of literature.